Ho, 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 and welcome to the Sweet Pea Papers Crafty Christmas in July 2024. Yes, it's that time of year again. The event's going to run from July 1st to July 31st, and we're going to have a big drawing on August 1st to enter the drawing, and we're going to go into that in a little more detail. Actually, this is the one you should be looking at. 25 collaborators is going to equal 100 plus videos. This exploded. Last year we only had 13 collaborators. Yay, this is awesome. I'm having so much fun. So 25 collaborators have committed to doing 4 videos for the month of July. So that's going to be 100. Then I'm doing a ginormous Lapbook, which is in what we're doing now. And so that's going to be probably at least another 20 episodes or videos. And so you're going to have plenty to watch. We're going to have a drawing on August 1st at the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group. You can post pictures at the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group and also the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group. I have both of those to enter the drawing. Now, the collaborators may have Facebook groups. Some of them do. But entering your pictures there is encouraged, you know, and show your participation and go over there to their Facebook groups as well, because when you go to their videos, and we'll talk about that in a minute, then they're going to have links under their video that's going to take you to their Facebook groups if they have them. So go ahead and show your solidarity and post your pictures over there too. However, only the pictures posted in Sweet Pea Papers or Junk Journal Tutorials and More will get you entries into the drawing. Okay, so now as far as the drawing goes, to enter it, you post your pictures of your Christmas projects using the hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 24. Crafty Christmas in July 24. Hashtag. Put them all together. In the Sweet Pea Papers or the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook groups. Each post equals 1 entry. You can post in both groups at the same time and double your chances. So, for example, if you have one picture, you can post it in Sweet Pea Papers, and you can turn around and post that same picture in Junk Journal Tutorials and More, and that will get you 2 entries into the drawing. Now, there's not going to be a separate drawing for each Facebook group. I'm going to merge them all together into a ginormous drawing from just Sweet Pea Papers. Okay, so there's not going to be 2 sets of prizes. There's only going to be 1. Now, this would not be possible without our collaborators, of course, and all 24 of them. I'm the 25th. And it also wouldn't be possible without our designers. We've got some wonderful designers that donated some of their kits for the collaborators to use to make their projects with. So without these wonderful people, we would not have a Crafty Christmas in July. Now, the designers are Line Dot Arrow, Cara Brandon Creations, Nonstop Paper Crafts, Crafty Dragon Creations, Natty and Moon, Studio 28E Journal Creations, The Trucking Scribe, and Beauty and Books Co. Now, let me tell you how to get to their Etsy shops, because some of them are going to be having sales. Some of them are going to have their Christmas kits on sale, and it just depends. You're going to have to go over there and check them out. So under the video, there's going to be a link that's a link tree link, and then it'll be / Crafty Christmas in July 24. Click on that link, and everything will be explained under the video, and that will take you to a page that has a link to each of their Etsy shops. It was just too much to list under the video, to list them all separately, plus all the collaborators. You never would have got done with all that text, and I'm not sure I would have had enough room. YouTube puts a limit on how much you can put under there. So anyway, just go visit these shops, see what they're doing. They might be running regular sales that they normally would have, which is great. They might have their Christmas stuff on sale extra. That would be great. You never know. You're just going to have to go there and find out. Okay? All right, so that's for that. Now, the ginormous project I have gotten myself into. before we were talking about, where's the paper? We were talking about this mess. So what I did was I took my lightweight cardstock or chipboard, and I cut out these pieces. I cut out 2 of each one, and then I glued them together to make one piece. Then let me show you how I did it with this one. I left one of them paper clipped together. I have the measurements written on the outside, on this side, and the measurements written on this side and this side. Okay, right here. So then when I glue this together, just so I don't accidentally glue it down with the numbers on it, that's why I put the numbers on both sides. So I'm going to glue the 2 sides together that do not have any writing on them. Okay? Pretty common sense, but I just thought I'd show you anyway. And this is not very heavy cardboard. It's about the thickness of a cereal box. So you don't have to glue it like your life depended on it. It's going to be papered over anyway. Okay? So now you want to glue the plain side to the plain side. So then you've got writing on the outside on both sides. Oh, that was pretty close for just dropping it on there. Okay. Then I laid them out in the order that they were going to be assembled, and then I numbered them. So this is number 8, this is number 9. How did I manage that? Then 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so this is the way we're going to assemble them, except we're going to start, I think, with number 4, which is our 3.5-inch spine. Normally that would be the center of a book like this. So I'm going to try to do it similar to the way we would do a normal, a normal one. Okay, so the first thing we have to do, now that we've got these all ready to go and in order, is to glue our papers together. I've glued 3 together. I went ahead and went with black, and I am using a little bit lighter weight paper than I normally do. And this is a different size as well. I cut it to 10 inches tall so that I wouldn't have to worry about cutting with scissors, some kind of awkward way, because an 8-inch book with an inch on the top and an inch on the bottom to fold it over is going to be 10 inches. So we've got it 10 inches tall, and I didn't do anything to the width at all. So now when you're gluing the papers together, glue them together all on the same side. Now this is my good side. This is my glue side. Okay, so this is the side that's going to be facing outwards that people will see. And this is the side where you're going to glue things together. Now you don't want to be super messy. Looks like I was kind of super messy here. And if you are, just take your glue eraser and erase it off. This is all going to be covered by chipboard and stuff anyway, so I don't know why I'm worried about it. You just want to double check on the outside. I don't think I need this right now. You double check on the outside to make sure you don't have any glue seepage on that side. So we're going to glue 2 more together. It's going to be a total of 5. This is going to be insane. I do not know how I'm going to fold this. I really don't. This little bit lighter weight paper is going to help, I think. Plus I didn't have any other of the normal 65 pound that I normally use, which would have been too much for folding and bending for this particular ginormous project, I think. What happened there? A bunch of glue gushed out. But try to be kind of neat. Get you in good practice. Okay, now I've cleared off my desk. I have a 6-foot long desk. And I'm covering a little more than half of it with these papers. So I don't think there was any way to piece it together. Good grief. And fold it over, you know. There's no way to do that I know of. So other people have made things like these, so it's obvious that it's possible. We just have to see if it's probable that I'm gonna be able to do it. Boy, that's a big mess right there. Glue everywhere. It's because I had that glue too far in on the inside. Now the thing I'm wondering is, I know that my outside spines, I think I'm going to print copies of the same page and make all the spines the same except for possibly the big 3-inch spine, or 3.5-inch spine. And I guess that's just to be easy on myself. I don't know. Okay. So I think that's it. Let's lay the pieces out. Now I know that you cannot see, but it's this long. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the center. I'm going to try to get these 2 lines. I really want them, you know, they need to be on cardboard. So we've got number 1. You won't be able to see number 1, and it's going to be about 1 inch up and 1 inch in, even though we're going to have extra length to cut off. And number 2. Now I'm going to put number 2 on a spine, the seam on number 2. So I've moved it in just a little bit, so I just have to be careful. All right, number 3's fine. The big spine is fine. The seam of the paper's right here. So that's fine. Looks like this one's going to be on a spine. That's good. Looks like I might be going crooked. I'm too high up at this end. I just want to see where I'm at as far as the length and where the seams are going to be. A couple of these are farther apart than they're going to be. it looks like if I do it this way, I'm going to get very, very lucky. Everything is going to be on a spine. All the seams are going to be on a spine. So let's move all this over. And we will start. Let's start with this spine. That way we can make sure it's on a seam. I think it was over this way a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be extra long on this end, but I really want this to be on a spine. And I think that's what made the rest of it work out. Okay, now let's do this one. And I'm going to go for black, red, and gold and white. So the gold is going to correspond kind of to the tan of the papers. And there's the red. I love the idea of the black, the red, and the gold because that seems really kind of rich to me, kind of ritzy. So we'll see. Okay, it's time for the tool. Ba-ba-da-ba. Okay. Okay. I think I'm crooked on the paper already. So I'm just going to move it down. Glue this one on. That tool I got for about $5 on Temu. They sell it on Amazon. It's a bookmaker's tool. It does like 4 different measurements or purposes. It has 4 different purposes. One of which is that little spacer that you saw that makes sure your books are spaced. Your panels are spaced the right amount apart. Yes, I realize it's May and I'm wearing a sweater. I live in Seattle. That's all I got to say about that. That's it. That's all I've got to say. Phew, that glue smelled really strong on that one. Okay, getting better at this. Okay, make sure. All right. And we're going to slide it down. I really don't know how I'm going to flip it. We may not. This may all be in vain. I'm hoping the thinner paper will help. And we could sing Jingle Bells or something and get in the spirit. I'll let you do it because I can't sing. Do you want me to put the bouncing words on the screen for you? I can't do that either. I don't have a video of it. Okay. Let's put this one down. And that puts that on a seam. Looks a little narrow. Yeah, get over there a little bit. Okay, now we're putting the other cover, outside cover on. The spine, the big one that we just put in, the cardboard right before that, and this one, which is the cardboard right after it, are going to be the main outside spines. You're going to see these two smaller ones as well. Well, one's smaller than the other, but they still equal the size of the big spine. That's very important. These two smaller spines, can't see it, but this spine right here and this one right here have to equal the same size as this one, or your book won't work, or your book will take a vacation. It could not work. It's going to be really close. You don't want it right where the book is going to bend because it'll pop open. That one's really close. I've got some black ribbon that we might be able to use in the book as well. Try to get that over as close as I can so that more of the paper, the seam, is farther over on here. Oh, for goodness sakes. And then once I get this together, I can show you how it's going to fold. And you'll be very impressed if it works right. If not, you're going to be in big trouble. I'm going to have to put all of this cardboard and this stuff over to the side and start all over again. Something as big as this, I'm pretty sure I would not get rid of. I got rid of a couple of failed Lapbook covers only because the reason they failed was because this big spine was way too big and there was just no way to ever fill that, so I knew it wasn't ever going to be used. So I thought, why is it hanging around? So I recycled them so the paper would go to good use. I couldn't find anybody to take my Stephen King hardbacks either. It's kind of crazy. So I ended up having to recycle them as well. I ran out of room. They were first printings. They weren't first editions, but they were first printings. My mom bought them for me every year on my birthday. And they would come out for October, you know, for Halloween. Kind of spooky, whatever. My birthday was in August. So they would come out a little bit early. I just remember getting one every year for the longest time for my birthday. This one's good. The seam is right in the center of the cardboard. I'm not even going to have to trim that much off the end of the paper. If I'm lucky, this is crooked. If I'm lucky, it won't be really any at all. If it's close enough, I'll just fold it over. Yeah, I may just fold that over. It's only about 1/4 of an inch too much. Right. Put that there. Oh, it's 2 inches instead of 1. Sorry we're taking so long to do this, but this is sort of a unique project, and I thought that you would want to see how to put the cover together, or the book together. We do covers on all these other books that we do, so I wasn't going to just plop down some fancy Lapbook and say, okay, we're going to go from here and here's the measurements, you know. It's not very nice. For some reason, the acetate or the acetone in the glue has gotten really strong to me, and it's irritating my eyes. Normally it doesn't bother me. Okay. Now this is too long to fold over for this project anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in the paper trimmer and trim off about 1 inch. Just slide the whole thing over. Got my paper trimmer platform open all the way to 12 inches to help support everything. I'm going to feed it in there. And I'm going to take some off. So now it looks like this. And it's almost too long on this end. It's 1.5. I'm going to take a little bit off of this end. Okay, now what we need to do to fold this over is we have to tell the paper what we want it to do. So we're going to start at one end and we're going to start folding it up. Be careful of your seams, but you're going to fold it up. There, I just pulled it apart at the seam. Are they all going to come apart at the seam? Just do it at the bottom against the cardboard, I guess, is the easiest and best way. Sorry, I'm going off the edge, but this is like really, really long. I think I've said that 100 times, so you know by now that it's really, really long. I filled my glue bottle up to the very tippy top. I have to re-glue this. Okay. We need to trim the corners. I almost forgot. Okay, so we're going to go in at an angle, and then we're going to go about 1/8 of an inch away, and then we're going to come back out. We're going to come in at an angle, about 1/8 of an inch away, and we're going to come back out. Knew something didn't look right. There's so many segments to this, it's like a snake. It just kind of goes when I do anything to it. Okay, so we're going to cut this one in, round, out. And we're going to do this one, and then we're done. Okay. And that gives that glue on this a little bit of time to dry. Now I'm going to move my paper trimmer. So I don't have anything in the way all the way across. I've got 6 feet to work now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the glue and I'm going to run it right along where the cardboard meets the paper all the way down. Make sure you get it in there pretty good. Okay, and then you're going to go back and you're going to, of course, glue the rest. And I turned around and did it again. Maybe if I do it this way, it'll be less of a chance of me getting crazy and going over the top. want to make sure I've got enough on there to hold the paper down. All right, now we're going to stand it up on its end, like so. We're going to bend it all forward. The way we had it. Goodness. Okay, and then we're just going to lay it down and push it down. Well, that wasn't near as hard as I thought it was going to be. Something must be wrong. I've got these little pieces of glue. And where I got glue up here. Fortunately, I'm working on a glass surface, so I can just rub it off. Now when you hear that crackling noise, that usually means it's not stuck down all the way. All right, I'm going to flip it over. You can see right here it's not stuck. Right here it's not stuck. Now this part of the paper you will see, so you do want it to be, or you'll see, you know, the edge of it. So you do want it to be, all right. And you definitely want this corner to be glued down. The other corner as well. Okay, and we're going to do the other side. Oh, I didn't fold it. That's all right. I'll fold it here in just 1 second. You can do it either way. You can put the glue first and then fold it, or you can fold it once, you know, fold it up and then put the glue in the seam. Either way, it's all right. Life will go on. You just want to make sure you've got enough on there so when you fold the paper, they'll stick together to the cardboard. And then you won't have any troubles. Okay, now we're going to take and do just like we did with the other one. Give it a little bend so it knows what we want it to do. Get it kind of primed. Try to be mindful of our seams. Not torque them too much. And that worked pretty well. Okay. And put the glue on. And this is exactly how long it would have taken me to do it without filming it too. I'm not going super slow. You know, just I'm not going super slow just for you guys. It's just this is a really big cover. So something you could have done in 20 minutes is going to take a little bit longer. It's a lot of, and I already cut the cardboard and everything, and that took a little while too, all the measuring and the cutting. Because as you know, with all these 5 7/8 and 5 5/8 and all that, that's right where the board folds, the cutting board. So I had to measure by hand and mark it, and then put it on my paper trimmer and cut it. All right, here we go. Let's bend it again. Well, we've got it most of the way over already. Okay, let's take it and flip it over. Slide it towards us and push down. When you get down here, it's going to want to stand up straight. And just take your thumb and push it under. And push it under. And you go back this way, because we didn't do this one for very long. We were trying to grab that other end. Phew. Smell that glue. It's giving me a sore throat and I'm feeling a little goofy. I'm definitely going to have to go back and clean this cover up. Goodness. Wow. I don't know if it's this little bit of thinner paper. I think it might be. I might start getting a 45-pound just to hang around, just like one thing of black, white, and cream, just for doing, you know, covers like this, because it sure did bend a lot easier. Okay. Do the end, do it the exact same way. Short end, get some glue in there. Give it an idea of what you want it to do. I want you to do this. And get that glue on there, and then get it all the way to the edge. And remember, the glue has got volume to it, and it will smoosh out flatter. I didn't even flip that one over. I didn't need to. It's so small. And remember, you want to make sure your corners are nice and neat, because you will see those definitely. Unless we wanted to put book corners on the 4 corners, that would be kind of fun. Let's do this end. And we're not done with the cover at all yet. I haven't trimmed the papers yet, first of all. It was a lot of paper, and I thought, well, I'll make the cover video first. Because even with putting the black over the spines on the inside, I think that will be fine. Looks like I've used about half a bottle of glue. Half of one of those sweet Sugar Bell bottles. So go back and double check your sides. Then to make it smooth, you see how it's all crinkly and all that right there? To make it smooth, get out your bone folder and just go along the edge and make it flat. And it'll look a lot better. Be careful, you don't want to tear your paper, but just make it flat looking. Make it flatter. Flip it over and do the other side. Little globules of glue. And then don't forget to do the ends. This seems a little loosey-goosey. I guess it's all right. Okay, so we've got 12 minutes left, so I'm going to leave it at that. Go back and clean your cover up, especially where it's going to be seen. Do this where the seam, where the gap is. Run your bone folder there and make kind of a crease in the paper. And do that on every spot. Okay, that's your homework. And clean off the front cover if you've gotten anything on it, like me. Went a little crazy with the glue. Crazy glue. And then we'll pick up from there when we come back in the next video. All right? Okay, we're taking a long time to get this cover done, I know, but yeah. So, you know what? Let me tell you this. We're going to take, and then you can do it, because I'm sure you can. We're going to take paper, and we're going to put it an inch out and an inch out. So you're going to cover this and an inch out on either side. So you're going to glue a piece of paper about this big here. And then you're going to run that bone folder in those creases. Okay? So you can do that off camera. Or I can do that off camera. Now make sure that you trim your paper down to the right size. If you don't, you're going to have trouble here. Okay? And you don't want it to go all the way to the end. You want to leave about 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, about 1/8 of an inch at the top and the bottom. So cut the paper accordingly. Okay, glue it on 1 inch past the creases on each side, and then crease the creases with your bone folder. All right, and I'll have all that done by the time we get back, and that way we'll be done with this cover part. Okay, otherwise we'll take up another 15 minutes of another video, and 1 1/4 video or 1 1/2 videos is plenty for this cover. Okay. All right, well, I will see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay? Alrighty, bye-bye.